Everybody. Welcome to our fourth day of Meet Our Powerful Partners. And we are here today with Derek from Salon Ninja. So, good morning, Dirk. Thanks for being here.
Good morning. What's up, everybody?
So, we're excited to have you on here. We know that with Rosie and Salon Ninja together, there's a tremendous amount of features and benefits and things that salons can do that they're not currently doing, in ways to drive their revenue, gain new clients, new business, do a lot of their marketing. So there's a lot of features that Rosie does have, but with Salon Ninja together, it just makes it so much better, right? And those are areas that Rosie's not necessarily trying to dig into, because we know with our partnership with you that you take it so much further than what Rosie would do for the salon. So what do you want to tell us about Salon Ninja?
So we've got a lot of exciting new updates on Salon Ninja, but ultimately, for any of you that aren't already Salon Ninja clients, we are the piece that. So Rosie is focused on their existing clients, and not that we don't focus on them, but our focus is in two areas: communications with everybody, and the second area is bringing you new people through the door. As far as I know, we're the only software company out there that does that. And we do that through a multiple channel approach. We're connected into just about every piece of digital that you have. That's why we're also able to get all your communications into one spot. So if you've been struggling with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, messages, emails, phone calls, text messages, they all come into our communications platform together, and you can answer them from one spot without going to all those different things and learning 20 pieces of software.
Keeps everything in one central hub versus going into 100 different places. So there's also, Rosie did a release on Sunday. And so within that release, we have a new tab up at the top of Rosie, if you haven't noticed yet. So it says partners. And so if you click in there, you have access into Salon Ninja. So whether you're using it yet or not using it yet, you can click on there and you can find out all about Salon Ninja in an easy place to get all of this information that we're going to share today.
Yeah, somebody just posted we struggled with all the social media. And I appreciate that comment. It's one of the biggest struggles, right? We have so many channels of communication coming in right now from all over the place that you literally have to have 10 arms to, check everything. And, you're on that phone every night, all that stuff. We bring it all into one spot for you. As a matter of fact, we just, and it was about 3 months ago, we introduced our social media platform inside the system. And inside that social media platform, you're now able to schedule out all your social media from all your different channels in one spot. So now not only do we have the side that you can answer, but now we also have the side that you can do all your social media. And exciting news, as of 2 days ago, we just introduced artificial intelligence into the platform. And you'll see it coming throughout the whole platform. Right now, you can actually have it build your social media posts for you. So it is under the social media post editor. Keep in mind, there is a charge for it right now, because we get charged for it. There's a company out there called ChatGPT, if you're not familiar with it, or OpenAI, which is kind of taking over the world. Pretty much everybody's heard of it at this point. But they charge about $1 for 1,000 words right now. And what I mean by 1,000 words is the system will actually write your ads for you. And it's actually frightening how good it is. So we do pass that charge back to you at cost. As we do with our text messaging, we don't mark up, it's at cost, things like that. It's just to give you all the tools in one spot. We also just introduced a new tab in the system. There's several new ones, but one of them you will see is our artificial intelligence ads maker. So we've been able to build an ads platform so you can run your own Google ads, Facebook ads, TikTok, Instagram, all of them from within the platform, and the artificial intelligence will actually build those ads for you. So you don't have to word them anymore. All you do is give it some ideas and it will run with them. And then you tell it your daily budget and it will launch your ads for you. So pretty cool if you're out there spending $1,500 a month for an ads manager or something like that, and you want to bring it in-house and do it yourself. Now you have a free tool to do it.
Derek, what would you say to somebody that might be like nervous or hesitant to do something like that? Like maybe it's not going to be totally on brand, or it's not going to match exactly like how they would say it, or something like what, how would you make somebody feel better about using that?
So while it's building, you get to watch the ads it builds, and you have an edit pencil. So if you want to tweak it a little bit, change the brand colors, whatever on it, you can do that. The artificial intelligence will give you a good background. I always tell people, even in our artificial intelligence blog writer and things like that, always go over it, make it your own, right? It gives you the basis though. If you're having creative block, artificial intelligence is the best because it will literally jump in and give you the ideas, and then you just go in and tweak them, right? So it's uniquely yours. But if you're one of those salons or spas who you're doing 100 things and it's very confusing to you, our platform has them all in there, especially with the combination of Rosie, because they talk to each other. But I would say to you, pick the most important things, and our system will have a feature in there. Concentrate on those first, and then work from there. Don't try and do it all at once, because if you do, you'll get overwhelmed, just like with anything, right? But what we've been able to do with our partnership with Rosie is literally bring you a digital business in a box.
It's a good way
So
to put it. And most salon owners aren't coming in with a marketing background. So these things are like new to them, or they don't know exactly where to start or how to do it. So having all of these tools that Salon Ninja does have gives them that good start, especially using that artificial intelligence and getting them there, because they don't know, they do have that writer's block. They don't know where to start with it. So that
and
definitely is helpful.
yeah, and like what I tell people is most salon owners miss the basics, right? And the basic is have a website, and whether the website's good looking or not, the website has to have those tools built into it that are going to generate you butts in the chairs, we'll call it, right? So we've got a client, and they're also a Rosie client, Antonio Salamino. Antonio. So Antonio refused to do any paid marketing, but he said, "Hey, I want to see if your platform can bring clients in." Right. So we do one simple thing. We put an exit intent pop up in his website, which is basically saying, "Hey, before you leave our website, get our offer." Right. And what that does is it breaks that psychological barrier, because you'd be surprised how many people go to your website. The normal psychology of somebody wanting to go to your place is they're going to hear about you from somewhere, and the first thing they're going to do is jump into your website and your Google rankings and check those. And when they're in the website, if they haven't made up their mind yet, you want something that says, "Hey, before you leave, make sure you get this offer." That
Mhm.
one offer on his website has generated over $100,000 in new business,
Wow.
right, for free. And I'll show anybody. Yeah, his to if you need proof of it, it's really easy. Jump on a call with me, and I'll show you how effective it is. It's not just with his salon. Every salon we work with, the most effective thing is their website. Now, if you add paid ads on top of that, especially with our new AI platform, you're going to drop a ton of people into your website, and those are people that are shopping, right? So.
The pop on my website, courtesy of Derek and Salon Ninja, is the main reason we survived COVID.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's another one of our partner salons, and
Yeah.
thank you, Catherine Drew Salon. Yeah, it's such an effective piece of marketing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be doing a show showing people 15 minutes how to fill your chairs, and that's literally all it takes to build this one simple technique that will generate you new clients. I'm not going to guarantee. There'll be a lot of salon companies out there. Hey, I guarantee 100 new clients a month. You know what? It's all
Mhm.
dependent on how much traffic you're pushing to your website. But on average, I would say that pop up should generate you 30 to 50 new clients a month if you're doing what you need to do.
Yeah. So, and Rosie does have both Rosie and Salon Ninja have website builders and can help
Yep.
salons with improving their websites and giving all of the information that should be there that the clients are looking for when they first jump onto that page. But that leads to leads, right? So, how does
Mhm.
Salon Ninja and the features that you have drive in new leads to somebody's salon business?
So the interconnection is important, right? We'll think of it as a big spider web. We connect everything, right, and bring it all into the platform, so nobody slips through the cracks anymore. We literally track. who they are, what pages they touch, everything inside of your reporting. Most people don't know inside of Salon Ninja, even the ones that are using it in our reporting feature, you can actually look into reports and see every single digital asset that a potential client or an existing client has touched, which is pretty cool because then you can tell how effective your marketing is, what's working, what pages are people going to, what are they doing. And then when you see what your customer base is doing or your potential customer base is doing, that's what you gear your marketing towards.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is that like a full-time job for somebody? Should they have a designated person that is filtering through those leads, or is that something that the salon owner or a manager or managers would be able to manage themselves?
So there's several business models, we'll call it, to use our system. Okay. There's a set it and forget it model, kind of like Antonio Salamino, right? Where we have automations that follow up on people going to the website, and our system has an automation builder. And what I mean by that is you can, based on what the customer does, fills out a form, clicks a link, whatever, you can then have these long automations that are built out, and we help you build them out. We give you templates, all that. That's not everything in our systems concierge support, but those automations can do text, email, ringless voicemail, adding them as opportunities in your system, all different types of things. And you could literally have a wait period in between the steps where if somebody touches something, you could send them an email every week for the next year until they become a client. And it's all automated. So it's set it and forget it. So that's one model, right? Second model that we are excited about is we're working with a new company that we partnered with, Get Girl Fridays, to do virtual assistants, which are eliminating your front desk. Now, I didn't say eliminating the people, they're eliminating your front desk, right? So you can more effectively use your guest services team to do other things, walk around the salon with an iPad, talk to the clients, just, I mean, like a true concierge, right? Instead of being on a phone in front of a customer while a customer is waiting to check out. The virtual assistants handle all those mundane tasks at a much more affordable price than you could ever afford guest services teams to do. So that's another business model. And the third is where, yeah, the guest services team handles it. And we have huge salons with 70 plus operators that they do that, right? And then the guest services team is on our system all day along with Rosie, and they'll sit there and they'll watch the leads come in. They'll call the leads, that type of thing. They'll use our messaging platform to go back and forth because it's all in that one spot, right? So you're constantly in touch with your customer base. Or maybe your customer, before they come in, you say, hey, I want to make them fill out a digital intake form before they even come in. Our system's form builder has unique addresses for every form in the system. So think of them as website addresses. So no matter where you share that custom client intake form or a release form or whatever it is, and that customer fills it out, it's going to go back into that client's profile. And from there, you now have a legally binding form, right? You can put digital signatures and stuff in them. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. You can do that with forms, surveys, just about anything you can think of.
I'm glad you mentioned those forms because that's something that is very highly requested, that comes into our support team, or they're looking for some of those digital forms, especially since COVID, because people are trying to streamline that, front desk, everything that's happening there when they come in, the amount of time that they're spending there. So with digital forms, a couple of questions on that is they can build those out however they want, right? So they can make it look like however
Right.
in all of the questions and all that kind of thing. How do they get those to the clients?
So they can, because the forms have their own unique web address, they can send them in a text, in an email, on their social media. They can have it. I've got a lot of clients and Rosie clients who will have an iPad. So as the technicians, and I say technician because it might be a stylist, technician, whatever it might be, right? They're doing that consultation. They say, hey, can you fill this out for me? They hand them an iPad, and the form link is saved as a little icon on the iPad. They click it, they fill it out right there while they're sitting with the stylist or the technician, and they sign it, and boom, it goes into the client profile. So there's so many different ways of using these forms, but ultimately it all pushes back into the client profile.
Awesome. And they could also, because it is that web link, they could add it into their email notifications, text notifications, or whatnot for their
Yep.
clients so that they have it.
Yeah, you can audit. You can also automate it, right? So
Yep.
you can say, okay, when they get their Rosie confirmation email, have this link in there that they have to fill this digital form out before they come in. and you can track whether they fill it out or not.
Hmm.
You can get notifications sent to you. Hey, this customer filled it out or they didn't fill it out.
And it reduces all the paper shuffle that they have stored somewhere for years of all.
Yeah, and that's why we're excited. We're opening and you saw it yesterday, and most people don't know about it yet. But we're opening a charity that gives back based on planting trees and some other things like that for all those pieces of paper that we're saving digitally.
That's awesome. So then the forms, the second question that we always get is where can we find these digital forms is are they HIPAA compliant?
They are. Yep. So our whole system is is HIPAA compliant, and the reason for that is we have a lot of med spas that are required to be HIPAA compliant. So yes, our whole system is HIPAA compliant. They're all stored secure. Even our credit card information is stored securely. And the same as Rosie. So
Right. Perfect. Okay, so we have the digital forms. We're building in the leads. They're coming in. And one of the comments on there was that their front desk sees the leads that are coming in and can manage them from there because when a lead comes in, you want to get it while it's hot, right? So that's great that they have their team that's able to manage those. And that shows you it's not, anybody can do it. It doesn't have to be a one designated person. They can kind of go through them, make it a part of their process throughout the day. One of the other questions that we get quite frequently that we share Salon Ninja for is true two-way texting communications.
yeah,
What does
so
that look like?
obviously we have that, right? We have it where it automates, and we also have it where you can just chat back and forth. As a matter of fact, we install a widget right on their website that's a live chat widget, which is actually text messaging back and forth into our communications platform. A lot of clients we have, when they talk to a customer, they say, hold on. We have a little button at the bottom that you just push the button and it can send them a form so they can fill out that form right while you're on the phone with them through text messaging. So it's again omni-channel, like so every communication channel is in our platform. As a matter of fact, we just I know I demoed it to you yesterday. We have team chat now built in, so if you have a team, you can actually chat back and forth within the system privately with your own stylist or even outside the team if you wanted to. If you added people to your chat channel, we have that. We have video chat too, just like you and I are on right now, built right in the system now. So there's a lot of new exciting things. As stuff comes out, we try to be the first to integrate it into the platform. Especially, you're going to see a tremendous push for artificial intelligence throughout
Mm-hmm.
the whole thing. So.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. What about with, referrals? Best way to refer somebody is through a review. Do you have, and how does this work, like where you could request for your clients to leave you a review or give them a survey or try to get some feedback from them?
Yeah, so every single thing in our platform has several ways of doing it, right? But yes, we have our own reputation management system built in. We are a Google Premier partner, which means that we get Google's tools first. I know Rosie's on the team too, so Google lets us know a lot of stuff, but we predominantly just integrate with Google and Facebook. We can with other platforms, but they're not effective. Google's the most effective, and the reason for that is when you get reviews and you answer reviews, Google gives you ranking on that. So in other words, when somebody types in best salon near me, your salon's more apt to show up because you've been getting those reviews. They're live reviews. So there's two ways of getting those reviews out to client. Well, there's three actually. The same as our forms. You get a link. You can share that link in anything, a text, an email, blah, blah, blah. You can automate it where when a customer finishes up, you can have it sent out. Or third one is when they're the happiest, which is at your front desk, your guest services team, or at the chair. You can just say, hey, Lori, since you're so happy with your hair today, would you mind giving us a review? Lori says, sure. You push a button, it's going to send a review link right to Lori's phone right then and there. And Lori fills it out before she goes home. And her husband says, well, I don't know if I like it. And Lori freaks out, right? I'm just adding a little humor, but we all know that's true, right? If you're a stylist, you best capture them there before they go out in another light or their husband and go, oh, it might be a little too brassy or whatever, right? So the best time is always at the point of service checkout.
And then can the salon take those and put those, like, how do they, what's the best way for them to share that,
You
those
can do
reviews?
100 different ways: text, email, QR codes. QR codes are really popular right now. We have one on the screen right now. In our system, we have a QR code maker also now, so you can create your own QR codes for anything. Post them on your mirrors. Say, hey, would you mind giving me a review? Yeah, take a picture of that little QR code on my mirror.
Mm-hmm.
That type of thing. So you can make it fun by doing that instead of just a boring link, right? I don't know why, but people find it fun to click QR codes, right?
Mm-hmm. It's like a surprise. What's
Yeah,
behind the QR code?
exactly.
Okay, so one of the things that we hear all the time, or I just see this a lot too, is obviously Rosie, Salon Ninja, technology, these are paid for services, right?
Mhm.
What do we say to people, or what do you say to people when they're like, oh, I don't want to pay for another service? Like, how, what,
Well,
what do we
I,
say?
I, if and I know you know me, Lori, but if you were behind the scenes and at our business, inside the office, when I hear a client go, "Well, I don't have time to reach out to the leads," I just want to choke them. And folks, I'm telling you frankly, because if you don't have time to reach out to leads, then you really don't deserve to have a business. Leads are the blood of a business, so you have to reach out for them right away. There's a few surveys that say speed of response increases the closing time on a lead. You cannot even believe how much by going now versus waiting to talk to them the next day.
Mhm.
We live in a society that wants instant gratification. So
Mhm.
when I call a company and I don't get somebody on the phone, if they don't send me a text or something that I can take action on, I get frustrated. I go to the next company. So just keep that in mind when you're running your business. Leads are the lifeblood.
Yeah, absolutely.
As far
Um,
as cost effectiveness, I kind of went sideways on that. Um, our platform is guaranteed to pay for itself. We are the only platform that shows you your return on investment for your leads coming in. So it's very easy for us to track that the platform paid for itself, or your next month is free, right? But as far as saying, I don't know if I want to bring that money on, if you have something that's generating you money, it's a no brainer. And Lori, I always say technology should not be a cost. You should be asking, how much does it make me?
you're right,
So,
which is so true. And things are only going to be as good as how well you use them, right? Same thing as
yeah.
Rosie features. Like if you're not using the features, you might not find it as valuable. Same thing with Salon Ninja or anything that you're using, right? You have to actually use it. But there's so many features within Salon Ninja, so many different options and things that they can be using. For somebody that is maybe not doing any of those things at all right now, and they're going to try little bite-sized pieces, where would you suggest that they start?
First thing is your first lead funnel, right? So wherever you're capturing leads from, sit with our team, or if it's not our software, any software, and say, what is my lead funnel? Excuse me. If you don't know what a funnel is, you can reach out to me. But a funnel is basically saying, hey, how do I funnel traffic from out in the wild into my salon, right? People call it a funnel because you're taking this big, just like a funnel, you're taking a big pool of people and trying to squeeze them into a little tiny spout, which is your chair. Right. So you have to have tools that are capturing all those people coming into your funnel. So the first thing is build your first funnel. It should be connected from your website into an automated email and text message follow up, and then some way of knowing that lead came in. Now, with ours, it does all that automatically. It'll even send you a little pop up on the screen saying, hey, Lori just came in as a new lead. So you can follow up on that, call that lead. From our mobile system, you can, if you were one of those people that lives on their phone, which is great, right? And you want to run your business from your phone, that lead will pop up on your cell phone. We have our mobile application. We have a little green button to call them back right in the top of the screen. It masks your cell phone, so your cell phone doesn't show up. Only our number for Ninja shows up. And you can close that lead right then and there on the phone while you're on vacation, if that's something you're into. So there's so many ways of communicating. Even us as a software company, we've gotten a lot of clients that have called it, say, 8 o'clock at night, and they come through our application. We use our own tools, and boop, call them right back, and they go, I can't believe you called us back. Well, yeah, that's how the system works if you want to use it as a salon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they can, if they're the business owner or whoever, and they're the only person managing these things, they can take it anywhere. They can manage these
Anywhere.
from wherever they're at in the world.
If you were, we have independent stylists actually using our system. It literally has their business where they can carry it around on their phone. So, and do everything from their phone. So it's pretty exciting.
Can you walk us through the actual booking process? So, say they're getting all of these new leads, they set something up, they're getting a list in there, they've got them, they call them. What do they do?
Yeah, so we when a lead comes in, the lead will automatically receive an automation. The automation is usually when we sit with the clients. It's usually a combination of text, emails, maybe even a ringless voicemail. A lot of people are unfamiliar with that. We do have a couple clients that use it very effective. A ringless voicemail just rings their cell phone a half a ring, and it goes to their voicemail. So they're people are addicted to. Oh my God, I have a voicemail. I got to listen to it. Unless you're Jason. That was a joke. So that lead comes in, right? And what I said earlier, speed to lead, right? So how quick do you contact that lead back? The faster you contact them back, personally, aside from the automations we sent out, the more chance you have of closing that lead. Now we have businesses that are right on those leads instantly. They typically have a 60% closing rate on those leads. Businesses that wait days typically have about a 10% closing rate on turning that lead into a new client. So that's important to keep in mind. When a lead comes in, it goes into we'll call it our sales pipeline, which if you have the platform, you know what it is. If you don't, a sales pipeline is just a series of columns for the customer journey, right? So first column is going to be a lead in. Okay, the lead came in. I see them. I click on their client card. I call them. I book them an appointment in Rosie. I put it in Rosie. It automatically moves over into appointment set in the lead funnel. They check out, automatically moves into the checked out column. If they don't contact you, we have automations that say, okay, let this lead sit there for 30 days. After the second phone call, we're going to move them into follow-up. And we launch a different type of marketing campaign automatically to them. And again, this is all automated. So the only thing that's not automated is you making that phone call.
It's for us or for other people that are used to sales, we're using a lot of words that are familiar to sales people or sales teams, like sales funnel and leads and those things. For a salon owner and even stylists, we hear people say this a lot of times too, is I'm not a salesperson. But truly, they really are. They have to sell their business, they have to sell the services, they have to sell their service providers to be able to perform those services. They
Sure.
have to market these things. So these are all crucial pieces of their business that are required to make sure that their business is thriving. And for a salon owner, if they ever have days, hours of their business that have open chair time, or service providers who are not booked up entirely, and I know that they do business differently. Sometimes they want to drive all of the business in. Sometimes they require the service providers to drive in their own business, and that's okay too.
Mm-hmm.
But this could absolutely help to bring more customers to your salon, gives you more revenue, gives you happier service providers because they're booked up. They're not looking elsewhere because they're busy, gives you the revenue that you're looking for. It all trickles down into.
So pull a report, right? Give me everybody that hasn't been in 90 days. We
Mhm,
all know in the hair industry, 90 days is kind of that sweet spot, right? They should have been in by then.
mhm.
Even if it's a partial highlight or a full highlight or something like that. Pull that list, blast them out a message in our system saying, hey, we have certain slots open today. Get in here and and you can fill your chairs very quickly with that.
Mhm. I see that on social media a lot. Instagram, people use just, hey, I got an opening at 2 o'clock today. But it's like, how many people are seeing that, and how many times can you like directly get that out
I'm,
to the
I'm going to
people that
send them
you?
an email. I'm going to send them an email, text, and a voicemail. And the
Mhm.
voicemail can be a canned voicemail. And what I mean by that is you can pre-record the voicemail to say, "Hey, just saw that you haven't been in. We miss you. We got a few openings today." So it sounds like a personal message, but you didn't use their name, so you can blast it out to a whole list.
Mhm. Yeah, these are all really great solutions. It's just the point of, you got to get there. Like,
You
you
just
have to
got to
set up
do it.
the things, you have to do the work to get it working and going properly. But once you have it in place, things can just go out really quickly, really easily, and flow really nicely.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, 90% of it you can automate, right? The 10%, making phone calls, things like that. To me, I love it. I'll take one yes and 10 no's every day of the week,
Hmm.
just because that's just my nature, right? I know that one yes pays the bills. So don't focus on the no's, focus on the yeses.
For sure.
And the more leads you get in, the better chance you have of closing on new clients. Fill in your chairs, butts in the chairs, right?
Hmm.
So that's what it's all about.
And automate doesn't mean ignore, right? It doesn't
No,
mean
no.
neglect it. It means you set it up the way that you want it to, tell it when or how often, set up some triggers to
Mhm.
make it happen, go back and monitor, measure, make sure it's, working for you. If you find that you want something different, you can change it. You want it going out a different way, you can change it. So you still want to track it and measure that, but it's just doing the work for you. But this could also relieve responsibilities from either front desk receptionists, managers, that they could be focusing their time on service providers and clients and other things in their business rather than typing out, messages to people all day.
Yeah, so we've got, one of the big ones, and it used to annoy me with our salons, is that you have a receptionist or guest services, whatever you want to call them. They're sitting on the phone in front of a client. The client wants to check out. It's almost it's almost rude. It's not, but it's just what happens, right? But from a customer perspective, it feels rude. Hey, I'm waiting here. I want to pay, and you're on the phone trying to close that, whatever that is, right? Book an
Mm-hmm.
appointment with this, right? So one of the things we've recently done is we've replicated. There are a few systems out there. I'm not going to use their names to bash them, but a lot of people used them in the past, and they're automated. So when calls come in, I don't answer the calls. So we've been able to replicate that in the system and automate it. And by automated, I mean when a phone call comes in, our system can detect whether they're an existing client, a new client. If it's a new client, it's going to push them into a series of text messages asking about them, push them into a virtual consultation, that kind of thing, and then get them booked. If it's an existing guest, it's actually asking the guest a couple questions. Hey, is this about an appointment? If it is, we're sending them the appointment booking link. If this is not about the appointment, this is something else, please leave a message and we'll be right back to you. Our system is taking that voicemail and transcribing it, turning it into a text message and sending it in a text message and in a email to the salon to decide what they want to do with it. So basically, you don't have to have your phones ringing anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very effective system that
Mm-hmm.
we have a lot of salons starting to pick up on. Our girl Krista, with
Mm-hmm.
her three salons, that's exactly how hers operate.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
And you do see that a lot more often lately, people not having phones ringing, or I've seen on their website, we don't have a phone and please email or text us, right? So they're just
Yeah.
removing that entirely. What would you say is, because this could be absolutely done as a separate tool, but what would you say is the best benefit feature between Rosie and Salon Ninja together?
Fill in your salon fill in your chairs, making money. That's
Mhm.
number one, right? I mean, we're all here to make money. That's why you open a business. It's not a charity. You want to make money. If you want to make money and you use the tools that are available to you, you're going to increase your income quite a bit. I mean, I've seen plenty of salons that use both systems that have increased their volume by at least $100,000 a year. We happen to have one salon that increased their volume by over 500,000. And we know them, Beaumont. I'll use their name. I'm sure she won't mind, but they are a rock star. They actually have somebody that uses both platforms. That's their only job, period. And that's something you can look at. If you make 100,000, do I want to spend 30,000 on somebody to handle the system? To me, that's a no-brainer. That's a
Mhm.
decision you'd have to make as a salon, but I can guarantee you, and we do guarantee it, that we're going to bring new clients into your salon.
Mhm.
And you can forget Groupon, forget all that. If you want to do, we call it the Groupon killer. We have a prepackaged automation that does exactly what Groupon does, but you get to keep all the money.
Which is great.
Uh,
They don't with Groupon, right? So instead of looking for ways to cut your cost or save on your money, look for ways that you can invest your money, that you can
mhm.
grow your revenue. So for anybody who is maybe down over year, wants to increase their revenue in their business, wants to streamline their operations within their forms or their communication to their clients, is looking for new leads, if you have any type of gaps in your schedule anywhere, filling it with new leads, wants to relieve some duties or whatnot from their front desk, or maybe just reinvent that entire position entirely, then Salon Ninja would definitely be something that is worth checking out.
I appreciate that. We've got some questions coming in. I don't
Oh,
know if you can see them, Lori, but
I
so I guess I'll get to them. Let's see. Set up auto response for leads. Call when you can. Make time. True. Perfect. I can't wait to keep tapping into features. I don't know who posted that, but that's cool. We do have a lot of features. It's like you're like a kid in a candy shop when you get to it. At least that's the way I am. I love when my team puts out a new feature and I'm like, oh my God, that's so cool. So, do you ever port numbers into Salon Ninja? Yes. So you always have to have a secondary phone just because we ring through for our tracking. But if you have a main number you've been using for years, we can port that number into Salon Ninja to use as your text number and all those other things. I hope that answers your question. I hope I understood it. Somebody said voicemail drops are great for promotions, lightning deals, and even if there's something like a road closure. True. Um, so what our system does is it rings that cell phone twice at the same time. There are actually to give you some technical, and this is fun. The ring is a millisecond apart. The first one comes through, and the second one is placed a millisecond later. And what that does, it makes the cell phone ring as busy, and that's how we're able to push it right into their voicemail.
learned something new.
Yeah, it's a fun technical thing. That's the only way to make that happen.
Awesome. Okay, I don't see any other questions here, but thank you for all of these comments and feedback and sharing all of your experiences with Salon Ninja. Perfect.
Yeah,
There's
it's
anything else that you think that you want to share?
I'd love to share it with obviously the whole industry, right? Between Rosie and Salon Ninja, I suggest that if you're struggling to put clients into your salon and handle those clients, communicate with those clients, I think the partnership between our two services is the most effective out there. You can go if you want to go spend $500 a month on some other software, that's fine. As far as I know, we're the only software that's going to guarantee that we're going to fill your chairs.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, if you want to get started or want to just look into some more features or things that Salon Ninja has to offer, the QR code is here. So go ahead and scan that. And then from there, somebody can reach out. Is there a phone number on there that if they have questions, they can talk to somebody, get a demonstration?
Yeah. I mean, we have 20 the same as clients have 100 different ways to see the stuff coming in. We do too. So you can just go to salonninja.com. You can hit our chat widget. You can send us a message. You can call us. You can scan the QR code. Any way you want to get in touch with us, and we will give you probably an hour-long demo. It usually lasts about an hour to see everything. So if you got some time, set that aside. And we'll concentrate on what you need in your business, not just the software, right? So it's what you need in your business for it to succeed. I will tell you the most effective thing in your business is you doing what you learn. And what I mean by that is we used to have a coaching business. I could coach people what to do, but unless they're willing to take that leap of faith and do it, then you're wasting your time. So if you come over to us, from me, I really want you to use the tools that you're given, because I know if you do that, you're going to make a lot more money than you've been making.
That's awesome. So you also mentioned one of the types of salons that could be using Salon Ninja effectively is with Girl Fridays and their virtual front desk setup. And so we do have an event scheduled and coming up with Krista from Girl Fridays in May. So anybody watching can look forward to that. It will be a live event in May, and we'll be sharing and exploring what that looks like in a salon and how it works with Salon Ninja and all of the features, and can totally revamp your front desk or that experience for your clients that are coming in. So look forward to that. But thanks, Derek, for being on here and sharing all of
Thank
this.
you. Appreciate the partnership, and I appreciate you.
Awesome. Thanks, Derek. I'll talk to you
Thanks,
soon.
everyone.
Thanks,
Talk to you
everybody.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.